So originally, cottage operation was only to sell at farmers markets. And through some research, I found that a farmers market is technically, even though there isn't a firm definition in any kind of legislation, is technically where there are 3 or more producers of either vegetables, honey, eggs, flowers, something that's grown on a farm or grown, at your location. So because I fit the definition of a farm, because we grow a lot of our signature ingredients, there was wording in the legislation to allow for kind of farm stand. I could still sell direct to consumer outside of a farmer's market. So I have, for the past 4 years, I've been able to sell at farmers markets, and I've had an online shop where I can sell through my farm stand. With the new legislation, we can still sell at farmers markets, and the wording that I have been able to follow because I have a farm, it has opened up so everyone can do that. If you look at the legislation, you'll also see that you can now ship across the entire state, which is very exciting. And you can sell at festivals, at craft fairs, at any kind of farmers market-y like thing where you have a booth. Another thing that you can do is have pop-ups at a retail shop where you are present to sell your goods. And so there's a lot more, opportunities to earn some money and, not do just the farmers markets. I would say, though, that you should still focus on farmers markets because that is really the hub for local food, and having those value-added products in addition to your produce would be a definite boon for your business. My sales strategy has definitely changed over time. One of the things that has happened that I didn't really notice until people started working with me is that I have learned my story really, really well. At first, it was just, here's a cake, but now I have stories about where the fruits came from, where the vegetables came from, where the recipes came from, and with those stories, I don't mean it to be a sales pitch, but people really like that. They like that engagement, and they definitely, like that connection with what they're eating. As well, just having, more of an e-commerce perspective versus just a farmer's market, that's definitely changed my marketing strategies and my sales too. Another thing is just, you kind of, when you're at the market, you get people that just kind of hang around, and those people tend to talk about your products quite a bit too. And I've definitely, don't want to say I've used that, but I've definitely incorporated that into my, my products and my line, I guess. I will say that I have wanted to kind of step up. My business has grown quite a bit, and it's pretty exciting, but in the past, the cottage laws have been pretty restrictive. So recently I had an opportunity to move to a commercial kitchen, and I worked with public health to, apply for that position as both a retail option and a wholesale option. The state provides wholesale certification, and then your county public health provides the retail certification. It's a long story, but the commercial kitchen fell through. And with the new laws changing cottage operation, it doesn't seem like I really need to move into that, commercial kitchen option. And so just really exploring the new laws, trying to really fit that into, my marketing strategies, my sales strategies. Those things I think are going to keep me plenty busy for a little while. I've also done more education pieces. So because I grow more native crops and I want people to know what they taste like and how they grow and those sorts of things, I've been doing like little Zoom sessions on how do you forage, how do you harvest, how do you process. And then as COVID goes away or, becomes endemic, I guess, I hope to, do harvest parties and things like that. So I can teach people how to, use these things. So more of an education piece for sure.
We sell our products wholesale mostly to retailers. So that would be the syrup shop right here, Green Top Grocery, other smaller retailers. And we also sell to what we consider sort of like farm distributors. So we've sold to down at the farms at Spence Farm before, Timber Feast Farm in Chatsworth, and a few other outlets like that where and Market Wagon, which is also in the business of reselling our products. We don't sell direct to consumer because we found that there's an extra regulatory burden to do basically both outlets, to do direct to consumer and also wholesale to retail. And our product is well suited to doing wholesale to retail markets. And that's generally a bigger market. And it requires a little less work on us to do so much direct marketing to people. So that's the route that we've taken. What's next for the farm? I mean, we have a lot of new products we want to bring online. We need to do a lot more building on the farm. I'm hoping we can finally finish building the yoga platform for Katie so she can start holding classes out on the farm. Build the granary finally so we can have adequate grain storage and such. Spice blackcurrant sauce. I mean, someday we want to open a diner. So, a few plans.
So when I first started our cottage food business, I primarily sold all of our products at the farmers market and through the CSA because that was all that was allowed at that time under the cottage food law. So our strategy for where and why we sell our products has changed over time, primarily based on what's easier and what's more economical to transport. So rather than bringing a bunch of cold salads that need refrigeration or need to be kept at a temperature at market, it's just a lot easier to bring jarred items that are shelf stable. So the future of my cottage food business is kind of up in the air. I'm not sure what's next. I want to take some time to really evaluate the products and the profitability of those products and determine my costs and make sure that I'm not just creating something because it's really fun to be creative, but also because it's making some money and paying for itself.